Hello. Today we'll talk about the new IDE in Flow. The new IDE, it's called Anton. It's actually named after the employee who invented or who built it or who implemented inside Flow. And Anton actually is a great guy. I had the opportunity to talk with him like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I don't remember. But yeah, he's a great guy. I think he actually did an amazing job with this IDE. And right now we'll talk what are the main difference and why this IDE it's much better than the last one. And yeah, we'll just talk about what are the difference. So first thing first, this is it. It's not like in before. Before we had the top menu and we had the custom functions here, and then the custom widgets here, and then the custom actions here. And right now we have all the custom code on the left. So I think it's better because when you have it on the left side, you can actually see all the code that you have, and normally you have like not more than 20, I suppose. And it depends on the project, but I suppose not more than 20 custom codes. I'm including all the custom code like custom functions, custom widgets, and custom actions. So it's great that you can actually see them. You can collapse them. That's a good thing. Also, there is a number how many custom actions you have, for example, and there's a number how many custom widgets and how many custom functions you have. So there is also a search bar that I believe that before that with the old version there was not a search bar, but right now you have a search bar. So in theory I should be able to say shuffle names, for example, and I should get only the custom code that include this name. So this is great that you can search your custom code. The other thing that when you actually want to add a new custom function or widget or action, there's the add button, and when you click on it, you can actually, in this example, I'm creating a new custom function. So when you're creating a new custom function, you're getting everything that you need is actually in one place. So this is, I think, much better than before. And for example, this will be my demo function, will be the name of it. And then here is the save button. So remember that if you don't save this custom function and you go somewhere else or somewhere else on the platform, so for example, if, let's say I go to Firestore, your code right now will be gone. So maybe this is a limitation because this is the first version of this IDE, so the Anton IDE. So this limitation, probably in the future they will fix this, but as of right now, the record of this video, just remember that when you actually add a new custom code, whatever it's a function or widget or action, just my demo function, just remember to save it. So when you write your name, just click on save. And right now it's complaining because the function is empty. So I probably should have something in the function, or I should probably return something, because right now I'm not returning anything. So if I'm not returning anything, it's normal to complain. So if I return, for example, an empty string, because it's expecting us to return a string. So if I return an empty string, you can see that the code will be safe. So just remember, as I said, just remember that write your name, write the return type, what you want to return, and then save it. So you can actually save the code. And just remember that just save your code as much as possible, so you don't avoid losing your code in the end of the day. So what is even better on the new custom code is that right now in the custom functions, you can actually have two imports that are here with the new IDE, which are sorry, it's only one. This import this was already inside the old IDE, but this one it's a new one. So it's a Dart convert, and I'm actually really happy that they include this one because it's very important. If you actually want to convert, JSONs, you actually need the Dart convert. So you can actually use this, and you can say I want to convert this to a JSON, and now this should work, and this should so let's say I have something like this, and for example, and then this one will now right now it's complaining here because it says that this value is not used. It's actually great because right now, as I said, you can use JSONs. So that is great. And then you have the math, which we already had, and you have the imports over here. So those are all imports. You cannot mess with them. So as I said here, the only code that you can mess is after this 616 line. So even if you mess something here, so let's say that, for example, I delete this import. So let's say that I delete it. And then if I click save, the import will automatically come back. So don't worry about it. Even if you delete everything from this line to this line, and if I change something, so let's say that I change it like this, and then I click save, don't worry about it. The code above will get back. This is the idea. You cannot mess with this code, and this is a good sign, a good thing and a bad thing, because for example, if I want to import, let's say Dart dot, and let's say that I want to import something that is not there, for example IO, which I can use for files. So if I have Dart IO, I can then use file that from raw path, for example. But without this Dart IO, I'm not able to use it because it says it doesn't know what is this file, where is it coming from. If I import it, now it's not complaining anymore. But the problem is that once I click save, it can't parse it right now because I had an error. And you have to be careful actually when you have an error right now in the current IDE and you save it. It's important to actually not have any parse errors, because if you have any parse errors, unfortunately right now the code will get messy like that. But it's not that bad in my case because I'm just doing a test my functions, and I think with the next update, sorry, I forgot again to put the return type, which would be an empty string in my case, so I can save it. Now I can save it, and then here let's do the same thing. So remember, if you have it like that, delete it. You don't have to, you must not have any parse errors, because if you have any parse errors, as you saw before, it will actually delete your entire code. But I'm sure, as I said, I'm sure that they will fix this as soon as possible. And let's continue. So the other very important thing actually is that you can actually write code, and this code will actually this is connected to the Flutterflow source code. So that's important, and that's a great news actually, because right now you can use, for example, ff upstate. Let's say that ff upstate, you want to use ff upstate, so just click on ff upstate, and then you can see over here, if I go back, you can see over here that this is actually imported automatically for you. Before that, it was not able to do this because they were not, I think they were not automatically imported. I'm not sure, to be honest. Maybe they were, but you were not able to see it. But as it for right now, you can actually use ffAppState, and you can use all the source code from Fluidflow. And the other most important thing is that you can actually have auto-completion, which is extremely well, and it's extremely good actually to have it, because in my example, I want to use, for example, the variables from the local state, and I'm seeing all the variables from the local state. And for let's say that, for example, let's say that I want this shuffled name, and I want to say it that's equal to Dimitr, for example. And then you can see right now I just did it without even going. So let's save this code. Don't forget to save the code before you go somewhere else. So so yeah, even if I go to the local storage, local store, sorry, then you can see shuffled name. It's a string type, so you can actually use it like that. So that's great. That's super news. I don't know why it's complaining right now. Probably it's up ff up state, and then it should import the class and not complain anymore. But yeah, as I said, they are. I think they will fix it if you have any errors. I think in the day or two they will fix any errors that are with the IDE right now. So yeah, the auto completion, it's amazing. It's really good. I really enjoy it. It's giving you a lot of opportunities to actually write your code, even if you don't know how to write code. It's super for people that even if they don't know how to write code. And the other thing, that the last thing that I wanted to show you actually is the data types. So if I write DT, for example, for data types, and I have one simple data type, which is this one, it's car, and then you can see over here that it's added this car strict. So in theory, right now, if I want to return the data type, so let's say that I want to return this data type, now in theory, I should be able to just return the DT. But now it will probably complain because it's nullable, but no, it's not complaining because it's not nullable. But if you do it like that, it will complain because it's nullable, because it can return a null value, but right now it's not complaining because of that. But in theory, because there are a lot of people that were asking, can you actually use data types inside custom functions? And the answer, I think it's you can. I haven't used it, to be honest. I haven't tested, so I'm not really sure. But in theory, you should be able to use, for example, create strict, and then here you should be able to say like create car strict, and it should be able to say wherever you have to, like brand will be some brand, some random brand, and then this one will be color, will be red, for example, and this one will be doors. I will have 3, for example, and then in theory I should be, yeah, color. It's color. It's it's not a string. That's why it's complaining. I should use a color. So I'm not sure exactly how to use the color type, but it says construct a color from lower. But yeah, wherever I would just delete the color right now. Let's say that my car is without a color because this is not the purpose of the video. And then here I can just say, so I can just say car struct. This is the name of the data type, and it would be like my new car. And I should be able to do it like that and then return it. So yeah, this is something to keep in mind. If I click on save, it's saving successfully. I haven't checked it for errors, but I can do that. And let's see if there will be any errors. So there are currently errors right now of this project. So maybe this will not work right now with data types, but it's actually coming. So you can bear with the Flutterflow team, because I'm sure it will be like in days or two from now, and this will actually work. Because as you can see right now, it's successfully you can successfully return the data type, but right now, as a for the time of this recording, it's still getting errors when you're trying to create the data type, but this is how you create it. So in the future, you can actually test it and see if it's already work or not. And when it's done, when it's working, I will make sure to post a link to post, sorry, not a link, but to post in the description that it's working. So thank you very much. That was a brief so brief, I just wanted to show you briefly how it's the new IDE and what were the advantages of it. So thank you very much for watching, and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks.